You are listening to Single Smart Female. This is Jen, explaining the possibilities in your love life and examining your mantourage dating experiences. I am here to help you do life and love on your terms by tipping the scales of love permanently in your favor. So don't forget to text this episode to all of your single smart girlfriends, and let's get started. Hello, Single Smart Female. It's your romantic fairy godmama. Today we have a single smart female listener question. And Miss Learning As I Go. By the way, this is from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Miss Learning As I Go writes, Dear Jen, thank you so much for unlocking many of the thought patterns that have kept me stuck. I'm learning so much from your show. Here is my question. I'm curious about the difference between unhealthy emotional inconsistency and what you've referred to as the man pause. I would like to understand the distinction better and wondering if you can speak to what you see differences between the two. Thank you again for sharing so much empowering knowledge with the community. You are very welcome. Okay, this is a very interesting question, so thank you for asking it, Ms. Learning As I Go. Okay, and then so I'm going to tell you that in mantourage dating, you don't even need to know the difference. Why? Because the unhealthy emotional inconsistency, those guys will tap out on their own. And you don't have to worry about it because of the way how you keep stepping up and the fact that you're going to pay attention to the men that treat you the way that you want to be treated. There's a lot of really cool things about mantourage dating and about understanding men, and that the ones that are worth anything at all, they'll start stepping up more and more without you having to do or say a thing because of how you're showing up as a woman, and they can feel you having fun with other men, and they just start, like my husband did, they just start becoming more and more consistent over time. Now, a lot of women, like they're having this great time with men, and a lot of times it comes right after they've spent an intense amount of time together, which I don't think that we should really be doing as much as, especially in the beginning with people. But then their communication pattern will change, which is what I call a man pause, and they flip out. They totally flip out. Sometimes on him, sometimes they're just doing it internally, and they're like, oh shit, he's going to leave me now. He doesn't like me. He doesn't this. I slept with him, this, and this. And if we would take a couple steps back, which is the point of mantourage dating, mantourage dating is a lifestyle experience. That's why women come to work with me, is because they really don't get it. They think it's just the experience of dating more than one man at a time until you find your forever man. No, it's about who you are and showing up outside of dating as well as in dating. And the things that you do in the moment that determine whether or not there is space in your life for this man to keep showing up. One of the things being not flipping out just because you haven't heard from him in a couple of days. All right? Let him work out his own kinks. And that's, like, again, the beauty of it. Now, could it be an unhealthy emotional inconsistency pattern? Sure. But again, I know, and I've seen it over and over again, those guys will eventually check themselves out. The only time you need to check a guy out, all right, really, truly, is if he is horribly rude to you. Well, there's lots of different things that fall under that category, but if he's treating you very poorly, and I know some of you are saying, well, he's not showing up. Well, it depends on how he treats you when you actually do spend time together. That's the more important piece, because in a mantourage, it doesn't matter if he's showing up consistently right at the beginning. Okay, my example being my husband. There would be a few exceptions here and there, but it's not something that I can give you a general rule and go, here. It would be based on who you are, because that's the thing about the women that I work with, is the beauty of them coming and having their own personal romantic fairy godmama is that I am going to work with them based on who they are, based on what's going on in their life. And then I look at the situations that are going on, and I'm able to read the situations and give them specific advice based on all of those factors, and not like what I've talked about before, which is transactionally dating. So I don't have an across-the-board answer for everything, meaning, he did this, what should I do? Well, there's usually a handful of good answers, and it all depends on you. And it is really challenging for me to give you that specific answer based on just one general question versus when I get to work with women and we get to dive in. And that's why they see truly magical results. Okay? Again, I want you to realize, though, unhealthy emotional inconsistency, when you're mantourage dating properly, which you can go to start learning about it more, mantouragedating.com. That's mantourage.com, to get a free 3-day class for me to start learning how to do it properly. But when you're mantourage dating properly, you do not have to worry about these things. Okay, men will check themselves out. Men will cycle too, just so you know. A lot of women don't realize, they think that if a guy's really good, that he never cycles. Yeah, sometimes really good men cycle, meaning they'll check out for a while. Sometimes, because we're dating, they'll find somebody they're extraordinarily interested in, and then they realize that she's batshit crazy, and then they'll come back and remind her, because especially when you step in my world, you're a really fun and loving, awesome option, somebody they want to build something with, but maybe they got detoured momentarily. And if you don't take that personally because you're having such a fun time mantourage dating, because it doesn't really matter because we're all allowed to explore romantic options, then all of a sudden you've created this, you haven't flipped out on him energetically or in reality. You've created a space for him to come back and say, hey, you know what? I really would like to keep talking to you. I would really like to continue to get to know you. And yeah, there's lots of reasons, but it doesn't really truly matter, again, whether they're unhealthy or not, because men, when they really want to be with you, will work out their own kinks. It's not our job to fix their kinks. It's our job to fix our kinks. And so that when we show up to a relationship, we can be receptive to a healthy, wonderful relationship. Okay, lover girl, it's time for the final thought on today's show. The brilliance of mantourage dating, when done properly, is that you don't have to figure men out. You'll see over a short amount of time who they really are. Hey, lover girl, don't forget to subscribe to the show in your favorite podcast app, as well as share this episode with all of your single smart girlfriends. And if you're still confused about all the pieces of mantourage dating that you were probably forgetting, then head over to Jen Burton, that's JenBurton.com/secret society to learn everything mantourage dating includes. Remember, mantourage dating is not casual dating. It's not a rotation nor a cycle, and it is woman specific. Mantourage dating and becoming an adored woman is a lifestyle dating system that addresses you as a whole woman, including your success and ambition. It simultaneously serves as the best relationship training that exists. Meet me at JenBurton.com/secret society. Again, that's Jen, JenBurton.com/secret society for a free video explaining all the pieces you need to include in your experience.